So we have another literal equation that we want to solve, and it's a little bit different than the last example. So it says the formula A equals P plus PRT describes the amount A that a principal of P dollars is worth after T years. Okay, when invested at a simple annual interest rate of R. So this is an interest formula, but we're not going to talk too much about that. Later on in another chapter we might, but we just want to solve this formula for P. So let me rewrite it. So we have all these variables, A, P, R, T, 4 variables in the equation. But that doesn't matter. We're still going to use the concepts of algebra that we have to solve for P. Now, notice that P appears in 2 places. So it's in 2 terms. When we want to solve for P, we can only have 1 P in the equation. So somehow we have to get that to work. Now, what you're going to do, the variable that you're solving for, you need to have any term that has that variable on one side of the equation. It doesn't matter which side, but you have to have those terms on one side. Now we already have that. We have both P terms are on the right-hand side, so that's good. You want to make sure anything that doesn't have the variable, so anything that doesn't have P, that needs to be on the other side. So in our case, our A here is on the left. Okay, so what we can do then is we can factor out the P. So it's a GCF, and we get that. So we factor out the P. P times 1 is P. P times RT is PRT. And now we just have 1 P. Notice that you have multiplication now. So if I want to solve for P, I'm going to divide, and I'm going to divide by that 1 plus RT. I have to do it to both sides. And then those are going to cancel, and I'm done. So when your variable that you're trying to get by itself, when it appears in more than one term, get those terms on one side. So get P terms, anything that has a P in it, on one side. And anything that doesn't have P, the variable that you're trying to solve for, anything that doesn't have the variable, I guess I should say any term instead of anything, any term that doesn't have the variable, get on the other side. So here's like step 1, step 2, and then you have to factor out the variable that you're trying to solve for. Okay. And that'll get you started. Then usually you have a division step after that. Okay. So I didn't write the final answer. I need to do that. Okay, so here's where it's going to come from. We have P by itself, so P equals, and then what does it equal? It equals this other side. A over 1 plus RT. Okay, and now you've taken that equation or formula, and you've solved for P, the principal.